What is up, what is good, and what's going on? You're watching / listening to the fastest growing podcast about financial advice based on pictures of cartoons. Today, I am talking about giving financial advice. But what does that mean? I give this out all the time on this podcast. Isn't that what I talk about? This is what you came to see. You came here, that's why they pay me the big YouTube bucks. Without any monetization yet. But my point about this is more on a personal level of when people are, especially now that I'm giving a podcast, and once people see you start to win, they will start asking you, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Hey, I got this much money. Can I do this? Should I do that? Should I do? And I have a issue when it comes to that. First of all, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, Box Break Network, for more podcasts and content based on investing and the financial side of cardboard. Today, I am representing Max Tilt Games. Always be sure to support your local game stores. They are the lifeblood of all card games. So, when it comes to giving specific advice on cards, on any investing, whether it's stocks, bonds, the legal thing that all the YouTube people say is, please talk to a financial advisor. I am just here strictly for entertainment, and yes, I am here hoping to be entertaining. Okay, so what does that mean besides jargon that everyone understands is just said for legality? Because it actually makes a lot of sense when it comes to financial advice, especially amongst your friends and family, and why you should be very hesitant before you give financial advice, right? And why I don't. So as I get into that, I have a sponsor who has sponsored 12 packs of Champions Path. This sponsor has chosen to remain anonymous, which is fine. If you would like to sponsor pack openings in the future, I have a menu in the description below on a Google Doc. You feel free to email me, and I will put you in the queue in the can, and we can get you to have your packs opened on the channel. Of course, today we are hoping to pull either the shiny Charizard V or the Rainbow Charizard V Max. It's what it's all about. Shiny lizards. So, without any ado, we'll get into the packs. But the thing is, just on a psychological level, when you give somebody advice, right? Say that you give out financial advice, you are removing what you are in terms of just being friends and family. By the way, the codes will be given out in this video here. So, for those who are interested in that, you go from being a friend to just now all of a sudden they have skin in the game. And if I tell them, I think you should buy this card or this stock, and it doesn't work out, now there's an issue because you've cost somebody money, right, by them taking your advice. And you could say, start off right away with a hit of Dreadnought VMAX. Very nice one there. Right? You go from being just someone's friend now that they have something where they put trust in you. And say it doesn't work out. I say on the channel all the time, not every play you make is going to work out. Forget the Wall Street bets and, it's infinite money, it's free money, free tendies, blah, blah, blah. Forget that nonsense. Okay? So, you have this situation where if you're giving away advice to somebody and you're just telling them, hey, you should go out and you should buy every single base set Charizard because all these people keep buying and all this, and it's going to get more expensive and it's going to go to the moon, bro, and all that. It's like, well, yeah, it might, but what if it doesn't, right? What if it does not go and it doesn't work out? Now all of a sudden you have cost someone money and they're going to look at you differently. It's the same thing about my opinion about borrowing money from people. Dave Ramsey says this all the time on his show. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. That Thanksgiving dinner tastes differently when you owe somebody money. And when you give someone financial advice, it's not that you've given them money, but you've told them what to, or someone's borrowed money from you, but you have told somebody what you think they should do with their money that they went to work for. And if it doesn't work out, now we have a very awkward situation where someone could say, "Hey man, I trusted you, and this, and I lost $10,000, or this, it didn't happen." No one can tell. Whoa! Boom! Let's go! First time on the channel. Woo! Never mind all that nonsense. This is what we came to see. Charizard VMAX. Oh boy, this is a rip. Let's go. Man, my advice financially is to open up Charizard VMAX. Woo! Currently on the market raw, these are going for $450 each. This is crazy. I have put some up here for, oh man. I hope I put penny sleeves. No, I got some sleeves here. I wasn't ready for that. Let's go. You got to subscribe for this now. That's not right. We got some of these Darkness Ablaze sleeves here. Be very careful getting this in the sleeve. This will be going to PSA. There we go. Look at him. Look at it right there. Check that out. So yeah, there we go. You never know what's going to happen on the Box Break podcast. When we have a slower day without great pulls, we just have a nice conversation. We sit and talk. And when it works, we get that boom. All right. That's going right there. Congratulations to my sponsor for this video. I will be glad to send that to PSA for you. We can discuss when you see the video. Okay, so with that, we'll continue our conversation somehow, talking just about giving advice and why I personally will never tell you, you need to buy this specific card. Now, yes, I do give advice that you should buy a diverse array of asset classes and things inside of the assets. So you have... Oh man, I keep spoiling it. We got another hit. This box is looking fire. But, I'm not going to tell you that you need to go out and buy every Dark Charizard or every, Mox Sapphire or every Blue Eyes White Dragon or every Dragon Ball Z, whatever. I don't know anything about DBZ. It's a game I probably should know about Duraludon V. Very good. So, but I will never say, listen, you got 3K? Okay, spend it all on Tesla stock. Tesla stock going to the moon, bro. Short this, do some puts and calls. To me, that is just a losing game. I want to get this on the camera for the rest of the time, right? To me, that's a losing cause. You don't want to do that because of the fact that if it doesn't work out, then people could come back and look to me and, there could be liabilities with that. It's like I looked at, but it's not even about, that. Is that you can be wrong. You have to recognize the fail rate. I say it constantly. I'm going to have a video coming up on this channel about one of my biggest, most recent failures. And just to talk about it is I had invested a lot of money into the Modern Horizons sacrifice lands. So your Waterlogged Grove, Fiery Islet, that cycle, right? Sunbay Canyon. And Incineroar V, I did it wrong. I put the wrong amount of cards there, so didn't get a hit there. But I put a lot of money into that, and it didn't work out. And a lot of people, when I was saying, listen, I'm buying these cards, I'm paying this much, I have this much to spend. I'm very open about it. Everyone wants to do everything in the shadows. I'm like, okay. I understand, I'm giving away, thoughts, but I was like, no, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And if you want to do it too, that's fine. I'm not telling anybody what they should do. I'm happy to tell you what it is that I am doing. So... And I don't mind telling anyone what I would do, but my situation is different than other people. right? My situation is that I have this amount of assets, I have this amount of money, and I have this amount of risk tolerance. I tend to have a very high risk tolerance, and if I didn't, I wouldn't be buying into trading cards. These are obviously a risk. You know, their card games can become less of a thing in the future. You know what I mean? Maybe today's kids don't care in the future about all these cards, you know, and it's so then we start dying out and it doesn't work. If I didn't have a high risk tolerance, I would just be buying into the S&P, buying into gold, buying into safe stuff, but I do like to enjoy my life, and card games are a big part of that to me. So I spend my time doing that. But I would never tell anyone specifically what they should and should not do. It's a bad idea. It doesn't work out. And when it gets involved with friends, you know, that puts a sour taste in someone's mouth. Now, let's look on the other end, because it's like, oh, well, listen, but what if it works out? They're going to love you. Well, then you might be feeling like, listen, I told you what to do. You made money on it. You made money from me. And now where's my cut? You know what I mean? And you may think that, you know, oh, I'm not like that. I'm a good guy. I'm a good girl, blah, blah, blah. And you may think that, but you don't know how you'll react until the situation occurs. When the situation arises, then you'll know. So, with that said, you don't want to make it so that you're telling everyone what they need to do. You're giving advice away for free, which is just like, you get what you pay for. I tell people that all the time when they ask me for advice. I say, well, I'm not going to tell you what to buy, but I will give you advice. My advice is free. Just remember, you get what you pay for. That comes to this YouTube channel as well. I am just sitting here, opening carts, looking at cute pictures of Sizzlipede, and saying, this is what I like to do. This is my strategy, and it's worked for me. But it also could not have worked. And that is, you know, it's just the way it really is. It is what it is a solid way to look at things, where you just say, if the advice works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I don't want to give anyone such these high hopes. So just continuing on about the Horizon lands that I had purchased, right? The Horizon lands all went down 20 to 30% from the time I bought them. It's dead money. I could have, upside down. Oh, the whole pack's upside down, right? We had a hitter back there. I could have taken that money and I could have bought Pokemon cards. I could have bought, you know, sealed boxes. I could have bought reserve list, and it would have worked out much better. However, that's also Timmy stuff, because I also could have bought those and they could have went up to $30, $40 a piece. You don't know. That's why I preach diversification, diversify. Make sure you're not just so all in on one thing that if it fails, you're left holding the bag. Ooh, Galarian Crasola V. I think that's the look on my face when I don't pull Charizard. But there's a look on my face when I do. You love to see it. You know, I'm really excited for the Zard. I'm excited to see what grade it gets. And I am sure when this video goes live, my sponsor will be extremely excited. You can sponsor a video by going into the description. Of course, subscribe first. Please subscribe first. And then you can get yourself into this game where you can play and you can possibly win the big prize. And that is a big, big prize. So just as I close this up, a small, like a little shorter video today on Wednesday, October 21st, 2020, is that you don't really want to put yourself in a position ever where, I picked so many of these Machamps, you don't want to put yourself in a position where, you know, you're feeling more stressed ever. There's no reason to be in a high-stress situation involving cardboard. None of these, even this, is worth getting super-duper stressed over, right? It is important to know that these are just cards. And they can go up and they can go down. But when you want to take a simple approach, and you don't want to have to go so crazy worrying about it, and then adding in the stress of, oh, well, I told my friend to spend $5,000 on this, and I didn't know that my friend only had, $5,500 in the bank, and he was desperate. No one tells you their situation. You don't know, even someone you think you don't know them that well as far as their situation in life. Everyone's situation is different. The difference between Logic spending $220,000 on a PSA 10 Charizard and the average person is a lot. For Logic, that's a drop in the bucket. That's something where he could just put it on the side. Whatever happens, happens. And he's probably spent that money in a casino before, and it doesn't matter. To some people, that's their life savings, and they have to they would take a second mortgage on the house. Everyone's in a different situation, so it's impossible to give specific investing advice. When you give specific advice to somebody, you're not taking into account all of the factors. So I tell people, slow and steady, sealed product, reserve list. Keep your way to make sure your cash flow is good. Don't spend money you need. I'll preach it over and over and over and over and over again until people smash the like button. For, of course, YouTube algorithm. I see you, Graham Stephan. But it's important for people to know that if they are in a situation, it doesn't mean other people are in the same situation. And that's really all I got to say, is you don't want to ever have a situation where your friends are looking at you differently, either that you're some genius that knows all seeing eye. None of us can tell the future. I said it in the first episode, I'll say it again. If anyone has psychic powers for sale, I am buying at 90% of TCG low. I'm always buying. If anybody has a time machine that I can go back in time, I'm good. If anyone has X-ray vision that they can look through these packs, I'm also buying that. Unfortunately, currently, the way things are on October 21st, 2020, the year has been crazy, but it hasn't been crazy enough to allow us to get X-ray vision, psychic powers, or a time machine. But it has allowed us to get this Charizard V Max, the Rainbow Charizard. So with that said, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and check the link in the description below if you want a chance at the glory. Charizard V Max. All right. Have a great day.